Welcome back to CasualBiasRugby, Super Rugby Chatter. It's the one that we look forward to every single week. Boys, I am sorry if I look out of it. It's because I literally woke up 10 seconds ago with Aiden in my ear. So, my bad. It is what it is. Aiden, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. You know, it's been a long work week, so it's lovely to take a break from that and talk about some good old-fashioned Super Rugby. And we've had another awesome week, so we got a lot of awesome games to talk about.
Yeah, you said it the other day on the group chat, and like, this has got to be the best rugby running at the moment. Like, I know we have the Six Nations, we have the URC top 14, even the Champions Cup. But just in terms of like spectacle, like a viewing spectacle, holy shit. It's just been that good. Like this, not taking away from any of the other tournaments, it's just been that it's been that good. Right? This has been the best Super Rugby that we can all remember in years.
Yeah. I think I saw a stat that the average margin between the games at the moment is 7 points for all the games so far this season, which is kind of crazy. I think last year in Super Rugby, it was 15 or 16 points. So to see that all these games are super close is great. It means the competition's tighter. Means that the level has risen in Australia, which is great for Australian rugby as well. And it means we get to see exciting games no matter who's playing. And I hope that continues because I've been absolutely loving it, even if I'm getting up at 3:30 in the morning to watch some of the games.
It's not felt like a hassle getting up in the morning at all watching these games. It's just been too good. And we'll chat about it. We'll chat about quickly round 3, and then we'll get into round 4. So people, if you do like talking about shit when it comes to the Super Rugby, that's exactly what we do. We're not analytical fools or anything. We just sit here, watch the game, chat about the game, basically. So remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Go to Aiden's TikTok channel. Go subscribe. Go follow his TikTok channel as well. Anyway, starting off with, we had a banger, right? Like, we thought this felt like a little runaway victory for the Islanders. Moana, never say die attitude, coming up just short, 29 points to 31. Another fiery game. First and foremost, how sick is that Moana jersey?
Oh, amazing. I think it's a Samoan jersey that they used to play. I think it was from like 2005 or something when they played the All Blacks. So that was their heritage jersey. And it was incredible. How good was Adi Savea? Captain fantastic. That guy does everything. It's good to see him, putting in shifts over there at Moana. Hopefully some of his other players can, join in the fight a little bit more. I felt like he was on a bit of a one-man mission for a bit of that game. But in terms of predictions from last week, I'm pretty sure I nailed this one. I think I said Highlanders by 2. So that worked out. The Highlanders were great. Tavatavanawai doing Tavatavanawai things. He's been brilliant. Yeah. Obviously, they didn't have Hurley. He was out injured, but the replacement that came in was pretty good. And overall, it was just a cracking match. And Moana could have won it at the end as well. So it was, again, these games are all coming down to the 80th minute, and it matters in the 80th minute. And that's what's so good about them. And this was a perfect example of that.
Yeah. I mean, I keep on predicting that finally we're going to see some higher scores. Every single game, I think I've predicted with more than 8 points. Every game ends within 8 points. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't want to take anything away from the spectacle. I'm just thinking, okay, well, this game is going to end more than 8 points because it always does. But this year, holy shit, you can probably count on one hand how many games have finished above 8 points in terms of points differential between the games. Like, it's crazy. Not even just this weekend. I'm talking about this whole season.
4 games.
Wild.
Yeah, I just checked. 4 games.
Wow. Yeah, I fully agree. Like, at some point, it felt like it was only Adi, but I just think maybe it's just him being that good that it looks like it's just him doing everything. And obviously, like that was kind of the expectation of him going to Moana, going to join his brother there, and then it's just kind of him running the show and trying to drag Moana along. But Moana's pitching up and playing rugby. That's the thing, right? Like they're still sitting in last. They haven't won a game, but they are playing way better rugby than we ever saw them playing. And like, do they feel outdone by not having a victory after their first 3 performances? Probably, with the way that they've been playing.
I'm kind of worried because they play the Hurricanes next, and I feel like it's just one of those things that it's going to go right for them eventually. And I just got a sinking feeling that it's going to be against us.
They are victory due. That's basically the crux of it. Yeah. But anyway, once again, the Highlanders continuing. We said that they'll get the victory, and these are the kind of games that they have to get it over the line. Like I know we're blessing and we're praising Moana, but for the Islanders, this would be the victories that they feel they have to take. And once again, they've got it. They got their bonus points as well, right?
I'm not sure. I can't remember how the bonus points work, but they would have got.
You're right. It's not the normal. You have to score 3 more tries than the other one.
Yeah. So I don't think they got the bonus point. Not many teams this year have got the bonus point because of how close the games have been.
Yeah, like the most points are the losing bonus points.
Yeah,
because I just checked the table here, and everyone at the top has got 1 bonus point. Like even the Chiefs, bro, they're sitting on 1 bonus point.
Yeah, from the Crusaders game.
Yeah, and it feels like they're dominating. Anyway, let's quickly go on. Waratahs versus the Drua. Waratahs, like they enjoy making life tough for them at the moment. Drua pitching up away from home now as well, but it's 2 from 2 for the Waratahs. They'll take that.
Yeah, I think it's another one where the Drua probably feel a bit hard done by. There's a few calls that sort of went against them, some that weren't even picked up. I think the Canaveri got like chokehold in a rolling maul, like some guy was trying to suplex him. I don't know how that didn't get picked up. But yeah, again, come down to the end, they had a chance. It didn't quite go ahead. I mean, the Drua are sort of making a few mistakes that are costly to themselves. We said it last week in the game against the Hurricanes, a bit of the same against the Waratahs. Credit to the Waratahs, they stuck in, they did get it done, but it was a shaky win. No Sua Ali'i. I thought he was missed in the attack. But other than that, 2 from 2 for the Waratahs. You can't complain.
No, they'll take it all day long.
Yeah.
Like, you'll take that above playing great rugby and not getting the victory. Like, you'd rather be in the Waratahs seat than Pacifica's seat.
Yeah, 100%. Points on the board.
Exactly. You'll take that all day long. But it was another banger. Like, I was sitting at work watching this. You sent a text off, another banger.
Yeah.
Aiden's been sending off messages after every single game. Another banger. There you go.
I've yet to send them. I've yet to think, that was a bit of a stinker after a game.
Yeah. And I mean, you go on to, like, we expected this to be a banger. Chiefs versus the Brumbies. Brumbies snatching the bonus points away from the Chiefs right at the end, didn't they?
Nah, so they lost their own bonus point right at the end because Anton Linnett-Brown made an intercept on the Brumbies try line, so the Brumbies didn't get within 7. Literally at the last second of the game, it was an intercept on the try line. He scored immediately, and so the Brumbies. I mean, the scoreline sort of flatters the Chiefs 49-34, but it should have been 42-34.
But that's not a bonus point either. So
the Brumbies pitched up, man. They were so good. From last week against the Force, where I thought they were quite sloppy, I was not expecting them to be so clinical. And every time the Chiefs looked like they, had started taking control of the game, the Brumbies were like, nah, we're still in this, and scored a few quick tries right back. So
exactly.
Man, it was awesome.
I mean, we talk about, I've seen it the whole week. How good could this try have been of D-Mac? How good could this try have been? I'm like, how good was that defense? To keep him up a meter away. Was it Tom Wright?
Yeah, it was Tom Wright. That guy's a freak too.
I'm so much more impressed by, because I feel like we've always seen this where a guy like slices through and whatever, and I don't want to take anything away from D-Mac because obviously that would have been sensational. But holy shit, the covering defense after the stinky defense right before that to make that cover tackle. That was a standout moment in the game. I mean, Quintupaya on inside center, how good. Anton and Brown on outside center. I feel like we didn't see a lot of them as a combination working really, but individual magic, like spots during the game. Wow.
Yeah, they're so involved in the game compared to the other teams. I think it's part of the Chiefs' structures. They play quite a lot off their centers. I know a few teams play more off, 10 and 15, or even to the outside, exploit the wide channels. But they love going through the middle, and they are so good at it. Tupai has been excellent with a few chip kicks over the top. Leonard Brown always seems to find space at the moment. They're putting their name up for the All Blacks jersey, and it's tough to argue.
If you had to ask anyone from New Zealand, if you had to ask you, I mean, you would have probably said as well that the weakness when it comes to the All Blacks might be just the depth of the centre department. You don't have a problem with the depth of your centre department.
We've got a problem with who we're picking. I've made a video about it on my channel, as Casual said. Go check it out. Like, we have so much talent at centre at the moment that it's actually tough to pick someone. We've got, obviously, Tavatavanawa, Geordie Barrett's playing excellent up north. Rieko Ioane, who's the incumbent. Both Quintupaya and Anton Leonard-Brown. Lester Fainganuku coming back from France. And Billy Proctor coming back from injury. There are 7 centres. David Havili, that's 8. There are 8 centres vying for 2 positions.
Havili's one of those that he just goes so under the radar, but he's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
He's just been so consistent with his performances. Like nothing wow, holy shit or anything, but it's like I'd take him as my center any day. Does a proper job.
Yeah.
You don't see him make a lot of mistakes or anything. He kind of just runs the show. And you're so used to him performing like 7.5, 8 out of 10 performances that when someone else puts out an all-time 10 out of 10, you're thinking, oh, well, can they go into that 12 jersey? You kind of automatically just forget about David Havili. Yeah, the Crusaders didn't play this week, and so we'll chat about him in a second. But yeah, as you mentioned, scoreline probably flatters the Chiefs a bit because the Browns.
It was a better team, but yeah, I think it deserved to be the close match that it was.
Yeah, no, definitely. Chiefs should have won that game. Definitely. I'm just saying, Brumbies pitched up. Then we went to the Hurricanes versus the Blues, and I don't know. This was the first game of it where I was like, okay, not necessarily a banger, thrilling, right? Because you were watching and like, holy shit, who's going to win this one? But a bit of a error game full of errors. I mean, especially in that first half, the wind, crazy wind. Yeah. But how heartbreaking for you as a Hurricane supporter, but how relieving for the Blues to finally just say, okay, well, fuck it, we've done it. Like just that sigh of relief.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a bizarre game. I think as a Hurricanes fan, I can still tell that we're missing some of our key players. Like not so much for what they offer on attack, but just their level-headedness on defense. And key decision-making areas, we seem to make not the right choices. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, and in the moment, it seems like a good idea. But one in particular, that last line out that we had, to win the game, our rolling maul had been excellent. And then we went to a specialist line out move that someone dropped. It was just like, why are we trying to do something special when the maul has been working? Like it just needed to go 5 meters. And there was a line out earlier. We went 15 meters from a midfield line out. And then, I mean, there's also, I spoke about it. The rule about a prop getting dominated and they get yellow carded for that is,
dude,
I just don't get it.
It is utterly horrific. I hate that as well. And listen, if there was one standout player of that entire game, I forgot his name. Is it Godfrey?
Yeah, Harry Godfrey. Yeah. Mini Bowden Barrett.
Don't start with Bowden Barrett. Godfrey. It's gotta be like, the air and the wind is an attractive guy. I heard the commentators as well. I was just like, this guy is running the show. He literally looks unstoppable at the moment. Like you get these guys when they touch the ball and at certain points, it's just like everything they touch turns into gold. And he literally had one of those games.
Yeah.
He scored nearly every single point for the Hurricanes. I mean, how good was he in that first half? Everyone kept on talking, the commentators and whatever. Should he be kicking to goal because of the wind and whatever? Bro, he slots everything like it's no problem whatsoever. And then scores a lovely little, like a little grubber to himself try. I'm like, on another day, his hand's probably out when he scores that try. Did you see how close it was? Like,
yeah. Oh, bro, I was like, what are you doing? I thought they were going to check it. I was like,
going for him. Just a smooth operator scoring the points. Sensational. Holy shit. If he performs like that, don't mind if I do see him in a black jersey.
Yeah, I mean, for a young talent to sort of take the reins of the team, and as I said, on attack, these young guys are super impressive. Like the talent that they have and the ability that they have to break open the game is amazing. And I thought he was brilliant as the general, crafting the attack and making runs himself. Yeah, his kicking was excellent. To be fair, both teams' kicking was excellent in the wind. I don't think Bowden missed a kick either. Both Wellington boys didn't miss kicks.
Bowden's been backing in his kicking boots, right? Like for someone that's all over the years been criticized about his kicking, hasn't he gotten near 100%?
He's pretty close. He just nudges it now. It's like a little half kick. He just little nudges it through the post. It's really interesting.
Because Harry Plummer is not bad at kicking at all. Right? Yeah. I think he's not even getting a sniff at kicking at a goal. Because Bowden's just taking the reins and said, listen, that's mine. I'll do this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, it was a brilliant game. I mean, contentious scrum penalty at the end. Like they say, it's tough to see from the camera angle, but they say on Angus Ta'avao's side that he angling in. But if you compare it to the scrum where the Hurricanes player got yellow carded, they look very similar. And so while I can, I understand the penalty try and I agree with the penalty try, the yellow card I don't. It's just tough to see that that's a penalty to the Blues when the first one went against the Hurricanes. But it is what it is. I don't want to blame the ref. The Hurricanes could have won that game off their own merit.
It's tough to blame the ref in terms of when it comes to scrums. I mean, it is a tough thing to judge. That's why you see a lot of the calls coming from, for instance, the sideline. Those are usually the best scrums when you have it when the one ref sees it on the one side and the other ref can just focus on the other side. So it is a bit tough when it comes to scrums. But if you look at the way that the Blues just dominated at scrum time at the start, you were just like, yeah, well, it probably makes sense that they got it. So
yeah.
Hopefully, that is just the harsh reality of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll put it behind us. Got some players back. Ruben Love back this weekend. Come on. We're getting some of our players back.
Yeah, we'll chat about that in a sec. Finally, once again, the Western Fours, listen, we're taking it right until the end. Right? And this time they didn't get it done. And I actually called this. I told you, listen, the Forces luck will run out and they'll probably lose it on the 80-minute mark. And this time they were in the lead trying to defend it. Daugunu goes over like he's a prop.
Yeah.
After he was dead quiet the whole game. Listen, I had so many Reds guys in my fantasy team. Absolute worldy stinkers. Fraser McWright, there you go, in my team. Gets a yellow.
Yeah.
Did he get a yellow or did he just have a quiet game? I'm not even sure. No, he didn't get a yellow.
Yeah, I mean, that Daugunu try at the end scraped something from my fantasy team. He was on like 10 points. And I'm just like, what? I've had an absolute stinker last week. And just watching that game and looking at my fantasy score, I'm like, this is dreadful. Yeah. Thankfully, a little 15-point consolation at the end for him scoring a try to get some satisfaction. But in terms of the game, it was a bizarre one. It seemed scrappy. It was a great game, but it was very scrappy. It
started off so well with all the points, and then it just dried up completely. Like it was in some point in the Sahara, bro. There was no points in this thing. It was up and down game the whole time.
Yeah.
No points. I'm like, well, what? It came off to a flyer, the game. How many points were in the second half? Like 10 or something.
Let's have a look. Facts only. Yeah, not many. Yeah, not many at all. Like, 10, 15. But yeah, I mean, the defense was brilliant. And I know people love to talk about, Super Rugby has no defense. You're wrong. But this game had some great defense. I think Carla Tizano was excellent as usual. That guy
Did you
just
see the
keeps
stat?
it.
Like
Yeah.
top try scorer, top tackler, one of the top turnovers.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, it's like leading
imagine
in
that
absolutely everything.
him, Rob Valentini, Fraser McWright, Harry Wilson.
On the bench, yeah. Like, bro, this Aussie team is nothing to scoff at anymore. Like,
And if you look at the way that Ben Donaldson's playing as well, he's been playing some sexy rugby.
yeah. I mean, look, I said it early last year. I think this Lions series is going to be closer than people think. And if you're watching Super Rugby and you're watching the Six Nations and you're watching the Northern Comps as well, you'll be looking at it going, yeah, it's going to be tough. I genuinely think Aussie is in with a shout to definitely win one game, but to, push the series close.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously, with the way that the Lions work, they're not a group for that long, right? Like they maybe have a couple of training sessions or whatever, and then they start their games and then they try and find their feet. But it's not like a season that they have to grow together as a group or anything. This Wallabies team, with the way that they're doing, if they can somehow maybe exploit that system, put some pace on the game, and then all of a sudden you see a couple of Super Rugby scores. And now you see it like with the dangers that this Australian team has in terms of their forwards, the way that they played against England with that fluent backline. They've got that security under the eyeball because, I mean, Tom Wright's great under the eyeball. Swali's great under the eyeball. They've got so many threats from all over. Their scrummages, they are no easy boys. I mean, Angus Bell, scrumming him, good luck. Stopping him, good luck. Tom Curry will tell you it's not easy stopping that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the Australian teams are looking good, and I like these Australian little derbies going up against each other. It's always a little sexy watch. But anyway, now we're done reminiscing about the old. Get back in with round 4. Friday, only one game. Touche.
I actually like it. It means I don't have to get up super early, or like I'm not watching while I'm at work because it's not great for my productivity.
No, but I enjoy the Fridays. It makes the Friday feel like it goes down a bit quicker. But it's a banger that they gave us for the Friday. Because fucking hell, I'm going to be glued to my TV. Blues versus the Brumbies. I mean, anything with the Brumbies in is really a great watch, to be fair.
Yeah.
To the Blues kick on. To the Brumbies say, listen, the Blues are there for the taking.
Look, I mean, last week I would have said, the Brumbies don't tend to travel well, but they played excellent in Hamilton. The last time they went to the Blues, I think they got pumped, though. But that happened the same with the Chiefs and the Brumbies, so that could be wrong as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I think the Blues will get a bit of confidence from their win, a bit of like reward for the work they've been doing. So I think they'll still get over the line. I think it'll be close, though. I'm not predicting any big score lines this year. I think the Brumbies have got so much creative players. They still don't have Valentini back. I don't think he's back in the squad yet. No, he's not. So still got Charlie Cale at number 8. I'd probably have to say
He's not been
Blues.
playing badly, to be fair.
No, he's not. He's brilliant. He's actually really good.
Yeah.
But I'll say Blues by 6.
I'm backing the Blues as well, purely on home ground advantage, though. Like the Brumbies, let me say it like this. I would not be surprised at all if the Brumbies get this one over the line.
Yeah, for sure. I could see it. Like it's so tough. None of these games anymore feel like easy picks.
No. I mean, I got a full house last weekend. So I'm feeling very, very proud on it. And I want to kick on. I want to get 2 full houses in a row. So let's back the Blues to do it. That might have been the momentum gaining victory that they kind of needed. That nitty-gritty performance, getting it over the line. Not your prettiest one, but getting it done. We'll back the Blues to get it done once again. Because if you look at the way that they played with it, now the Blues are without Hoskins, right?
Yeah, I mean, they played the first game without him. He wasn't that influential for the Hurricanes against the Hurricanes. Like, I mean, I know he offers a lot on attack, but defensively, a bit of a liability. Obviously,
Yeah.
gave himself a red card.
Why am I feeling like I have to switch my? I'm switching it.
Here we go, Brumbies, eh?
Switching it. Yeah, I'm going Brumbies.
Okay.
I don't know. It feels like the Blues are really struggling, and the Brumbies need this one. Give me the Brumbies by 4 points.
Okay. Woo. So we differ for the first game. Okay.
Saucy call, but I mean, it is what it is. That's what we live for. You have to do it at some point. Drua at home taking on the Chiefs. Now we know the Drua in Fiji might be the toughest team.
Yeah, and it's Lautoka as well, not Suva. So it's the tough ground. Like Suva's tough, but at Lautoka it's like a whole nother level. It's like 1,000,000 degrees, but it's also wet. Like it's this weird combination of just impossible rugby. But they're playing the best team in the comp right now.
No, Chiefs by 14.
14, big win.
Yeah.
Wow. Important.
I think obviously the conditions is tough and the way that they play. But if you look at maybe the conditions, the slippery conditions and stuff, just kind of plays into the Chiefs' hands. But I think their set piece is better, and just the way that they've played, they look a bit more elusive. They look like they are a threat from absolutely anywhere. And yeah, obviously the draw will score a beautiful try and whatever, but I think the Chiefs will have more consistency in terms of that. They're a bit more clinical in terms of that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Chiefs' defense has been good.
Yeah, that's true. But there are two very important things to note. One, no Damian McKenzie. He's out.
Oh, didn't know that.
Two, Celestino Ravatamanda is back.
Okay. Well, you see, now I feel like a fool. I didn't. Why is David out?
That hyperextension from last week against the Brumbies. It'll be fine. It should just be like a one-game thing. They just probably don't want to. He's probably fine. They just don't want to like push it. Like they're 3 from 3.
I'm gonna dial it back. I'm still going Chiefs because obviously D-Mac is a big loss.
Yeah,
but I don't think.
And Tokiaho's starting. That's good.
Yes. Okay. I'm dialing it back to Chiefs by 8 points instead of 14. Because when I made the prediction, it was largely based on the creativity that D-Mac also gives to the team. So obviously with the quality that they still have all around the park with Anton Brown and Quintapaya, they'll still have enough for 8-point victory over the draw.
Yeah, I'm leaning similar. I mean, like, I know they've not got McKenzie, but they got Imon Inaroa playing 15, Leroy Carter back in action. He's on the wing. And they got Daniel Rona, who's usually a centre, but he can play on the wing as well. He's at 14.
Has Narawa ever played 15?
Yeah, he's played a bit. Obviously, Stevenson is on the bench as well, but this will be his first game back.
Massive.
Yeah, so that'll be good. So, I mean, yeah, I just think class from the Chiefs is what they've been exuding this year, making the right decisions at the right time, making key breaks in key areas. And I think that'll be the difference. I'm sort of leaning similar to you. I'm going to say I could see it being very similar to against like the Brumbies, where it's like kind of close and then the Chiefs just score like a late try. So I could see it being like, 7 to 9 points. So let's go Chiefs by 9.
Okay, fair enough. Moana Pacifica at home, taking on your boys. As you said, Ruben Love back, which is obviously a massive boost because he's one of your standout players.
Yeah, I don't know. This game scares me. I'll be honest. I don't know how good Ruben Love is going to be straight back. Like first game back, it's tough. Like he's a class player. Like he's exceptional. He was brilliant last year. It'll be interesting to see what he's sort of like at leading the others around, especially in backfield defense and with kicks. Godfrey at 10, which I love to see. He's obviously, we talked about him. He's been brilliant. Roygaard on the bench, which is an interesting one. They've got Inari
Massive call, that is a massive call.
I mean, I kind of get it. Like, you got to rest him eventually. Like, he can't start every week. He'll just get burnt out, I suppose. But, like, what a guy to bring on, right? Tired bodies and a fit Cam Roygaard off the bench. We've seen what happens in international rugby, so you can imagine the damage he'll do in Super Rugby. But Peter Larkai starting at 7, Braden Yosse back at 8. Brad Shields.
Hardy Sava against his old team just should scare you alone, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's some, like, Ardi Savia, just, I'm worried against his old team. Tommy Falau, who had a rare stinker last week.
I tell you what, I'm still going to back your team. I think overall, you should still have enough, like the attacking threat. And the thing is, Moana's enjoyed conceding a couple of points, and if you look at the way that the Hurricanes have attacked, and you add Ruben Love to that as well, like nothing on Harkin. Like Harkin still played every single game at 15, right?
No, so last week it was Cade Banks, but he got injured like within 15 minutes. So,
yeah. Well, thing is, the Hurricanes with the younger team and stuff, that you can see they're starting to gel still. They arguably should have won that game against the Blues still. They should be strong enough to take down Moana Pacifica. Like, we've given them credit and everything, but you should still get this one done. So I'm going to back the Hurricanes by 6 points, even though I feel it might actually be a bit more, just with the beauty of your attack and everything.
Yeah, I think
this is the perfect game for the likes of that combination of Godfrey and Ruben Love going at it. But yeah, point is just you should be too strong.
Yeah, I think our attack is definitely good enough to, tear the team apart. It's just how well we manage to organize on defense, and that'll be the difference. If we can do that and look a little stronger than we have in past weeks, then yeah, I'm fully confident that we'll come away with the win. Moana play a lot more crash ball rugby than other teams. They've got a lot of big ball carriers. So as long as our man-up defense, I think, is on point, then we should win the game. I'm going to back my team. I'll always back my team. I'm going to say the Hurricanes by 7, but it's not a confident 7. Do
you reckon Godfrey keeps the kicking duties?
Yeah, 100%. No one else would kick in that team.
Other than Love?
No, Love's not a kicker.
Didn't I swear I've seen him kick last season, didn't he?
Don't think so. Would have been Brett Cameron last season.
Okay. Wow. That was a shocking call then.
Oh, also, Hurricanes are down. Our bench hooker is our 4th choice hooker with injuries now. So we're starting our 2nd choice and we're benching our 4th choice. Our 3rd choice is now injured, who started last week. And obviously, Almua's not back yet. So,
yeah. But I mean, as the season goes on and you add a Safa Moa there, you add Geordie Barrett, you add Billy Proctor, all of a sudden the team looks a lot better. That's a lot more.
Well, Geordie won't be back this season, but yeah.
Sorry?
He won't be back this season, Geordie.
Not at all. I thought wasn't the agreement that he still had to? Yeah, but wasn't the agreement that he still had to play at least a couple of games in the Super Rugby?
I don't know. I'd have to check. I didn't think he was back, but yeah, Billy Proctor coming back will be huge when he does. Tyrell Lomax as well, one of the world's best props. That'll be important. Yeah. We'll be fine eventually.
Wrapping up the Saturday games, because we've finally got a Sunday game. We've got the Tars taking on the Force.
Banger.
Scream banger.
Banger.
Yeah. That's why Lee still. Tars been scraping over the line recently a bit. The Force would have felt like we could have been 3 for 3. What a turnaround it's been for them. Call it Zano. This is the toughest call for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Tars are my
more tough than the Blues Brumbies one.
Yeah, Tars are my dark horse, but it's like I can't deny the form the Force have been on. Tars are at home, which will be helpful, but it just screams like 35-34.
Yeah. The Force have been playing a lot better than the Tars, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to, on form, you'd have to favour the Force, but I'm going to go for a sneaky little upset for the Tars to win by, like 2-3 points, like super tight. End
You know
of
what's
game.
going on in my head, right? I'm like, I'm backing the Force, but then is 4 of the 5 games that 4 of 4 games that we've already talked about all going to be away victories? It just doesn't feel right. Like now I'm backing it on stats. I don't even know.
Well, yeah, you picked the Brumbies, I picked the Blues, so that one's home for me.
Yeah, fair. Because then I'm like, well, maybe I should back the Force, but then go back on my word and back the Blues. But no, I'm just going to back 4 from 4 away victories. It's the weekend of the away victories. Give me the Western Force to win it. On paper, I should probably be backing the Waratahs because they do have a bit of a better team if you look at it from that perspective. But they just haven't been challenging that well. The Force, they've been scraping over the line, to be fair, but they've looked good. They've looked really good. Dylan Peach against his old team, though. Give me the Force by 2 points. They just continue on that run.
Yeah, so 2 one way and 2 the other for me. It screams close game.
I might actually be a genius after this weekend, or I might have had an absolute stinker with some of these.
Yeah,
It's so tough to call. And I mean, we're going into the Sunday, Crusaders at home taking on the Reds. And if you look at the Reds' performance of last weekend, but you kind of need those victories as well. And I'm like, this isn't an easy one to call either way, because like usually you just back the Crusaders, especially at home, the way that the names that they have and everything. But then it's also like, well, this Crusaders team hasn't been good for a good while.
It's the Crusaders team has been stocked up as well. Cody Taylor's back, which is huge. Tamaiti Williams starting, Fletcher Newell, Scott Barrett, Shafloon, Cullen Grace, Leo Willie, Ethan Blackadder's playing again. Kyle Preston gets a start. Harvey Lee McLeod, Kamara at first 5, Fiaki, and then Sever Reese and Will Jordan in the back 3. Like, I just think there's more quality littered throughout the Crusaders team than there is in the Reds team. There's still amazing quality in the Reds, but like the front row for the Crusaders is a international front row, right? Like they're all international capped players who are really good. Like Cody Taylor and Tamaiti Williams were brilliant last year for the All Blacks. Fletcher Newell is a great scrummager. That's probably his strength coming up against the Reds, who they've got decent props, but like not as experienced as those guys.
No. On paper, the Crusaders are a million times stronger. Like for the Reds, they need a couple of standout performers. There's no Dargunu this weekend.
He's playing centre.
He's playing centre. I saw the team. I'm guessing I just missed it. Okay, fair enough.
Playing 13.
Okay, fair enough. But as I was saying, like there's certain things that for the Reds, it needs to go their way. And if you look at the way that the Force played, they play the game away from Fraser McRae. Like he struggled to get any involvement in the game whatsoever. And you look at the class of that Crusaders team, I'm gonna back the Crusaders. I'm a massive Reds fan. I do enjoy the Reds a lot. They are my dark horses, as I mentioned. But it just screams after last week's performance for the Reds, where the Crusaders had a bit of time together, training, getting that system going again, big names back. It just sounds like a statement victory inbound. So I've actually got the Crusaders by a bit more. I'm going with the Crusaders to get a 13-point victory on this one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Just with the swap arounds to the Reds teams, I think like this Crusaders side always perform at home. Like there was a time that they never got beaten at home, like ever. And you can tell, like, they still get great crowds, great turnout, even to their small stadium. The atmosphere is really good. I just see them coming out too strong, big names back in key areas. So,
yeah,
give me the Crusaders by 12. Actually, no, you know what? Give me the Crusaders by 14. I just think it'll be
okay.
the one of the games that's going to be a bit more uneven.
Yeah, and then obviously we have the Islanders with a bye, so they'll get their 4 points from there. But if you look at the table, you look at the bottom teams, right, and it just feels like Fiji and Drua and the Moana Pacifica will feel so hard done by, sitting on 2 and 3 points. Obviously, the Crusaders have only played the one game; they got the bye afterwards, so they played 2 games.
Yeah, and then had the bye.
Yeah. Do you get 4 points if you get a bye, or how does it work?
You get no points, just nothing.
Nothing. Was it in the past that you got 4 points then for the bye? Because
potentially,
I was just like, okay, well, the Crusaders they got a victory.
You get like draw points, like if you got a tie.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but I mean, this tournament, it's only getting started, and it's so sexy. I really, really hope it doesn't drop off because it's just a gift that keeps on giving. The standard that they've set for it now is like must-watch TV. Must-watch TV.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've not been able to take my eyes off it. Like, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. My work might be thinking we must fire this guy every single Friday at the moment because we're losing about 3 or 4 hours work out of him.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, only one game this weekend, so you won't lose any work on Friday.
No, but I'm working on Saturday as well, like the morning. So at least just 2 hours, but might just not put in any shifts. So anyway, people, hope you enjoyed the chat once again. Thank you always for following and supporting us. Please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate you guys. And if you like your Super Rugby and you like your international rugby, watch the fan forum because Aiden's on there as well, where we chat a bit of Six Nations. So yeah, hopefully we see you there. Bye-bye.